Stay Sane with Jane, the show that helps you and your business to thrive, not just survive. Tune in each week as Jane connects with guests in the wellness, business and publishing worlds, bringing you the most up-to-date training, techniques, healing and guidance for growth, mindset and motivation. Each session includes a magical guided meditation led by Jane or one of her special guests. Here's your host, Jane Scanlan. Hello and welcome to episode 29 of Stay Sane with Jane. I am with Michele Akester-Marsh today, who is a married mum of 2 boys and a certified holistic life coach with 20 years of experience in holistic therapies, meditation and mindfulness. She's passionate about igniting a transformative journey for mums in business to unlock their inner power so that they can achieve balance, calm and true fulfilment in all areas of their lives. I'm super excited about this interview. Hello and welcome, Michele.
Hi, Jane. Thanks for having me on the show.
Pleasure. So please introduce yourself a little bit to our audience.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm Michele, as Jane said, and I am very passionate about helping mums in business get the balance of life right. If you're anything like me, then I set my business up for full flexibility around my family. This was a dream even before I had children. I knew I wanted to be a mum and I wanted to make sure that I could be around for them. But the reality was really, really different. And I felt really conflicted between being a mum and running my business. I was so passionate and driven in my business that it started to have an impact in our family life. I found that I wasn't being present enough when I was with my children, and I was constantly thinking about the to-do list. And when I was working, I was feeling guilty that I wasn't with my children. And so I just had to figure out the balance. And that's what I now help mums with. It's very much about creating time for yourself as well. It all starts with prioritizing yourself. That's my deep rooted belief, that when you prioritize yourself, the rest falls in place. So I'm sure this will all come out as we talk.
Yes, that's so true. And although I started my business literally just before I fell pregnant, I knew that I didn't want to be in the kind of corporate jobby world anymore. I knew I wanted to do like my own thing. And I think so many women, we either start our businesses before we become mums, and then we've got that kind of juggle of, oh my gosh, I'm a mum, how am I going to do all of this? Or we become a mum and then we realise that the kind of corporate jobby world isn't very flexible. So then we want to find our own business.
Exactly. Yeah. I have a lot of mums come to me who want to start a business. Yeah, I always knew I wanted a business of my own, but I was working for a long time. I was working part-time in my business and part-time employed. And that only changed after COVID, actually, when I just had a feeling that I was going to need to homeschool or home educate my children again. And it was just too crazy. And my business went through I was massaging at the time. My massage business went through the roof after lockdown. Everybody came to me, like old clients came out of the woodwork. And at the same time, I'd started my coaching business, because we were talking about this the other day, weren't we, in another conversation, how we were forced to shut down, which was the hardest thing ever, but it forced me to refocus. And I started taking a lot of my offerings online. I was teaching baby massage online. I was teaching my antenatal relaxation and meditation classes online. And I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
Enjoyed it. And I'm like, I can actually earn money sat from my home, sat
Yes.
in my living room. And yeah, so I got really into the coaching side of things, and it's evolved ever since, and it's still evolving. It will continue to grow and evolve. Yeah, it's just
That's
really
fantastic. And it's so good to hear how you pivoted. And that's what I love about people that have an entrepreneurial brain.
yeah,
We pivot very quickly. So when unforeseen circumstances arrive, like all of the lockdowns, um, we pivot very quickly, and
we
we think
do.
next thing, and we just go for it. And it's a really amazing skill to have, right?
It is totally. And I think that this is how I've ended up working with mums in business specifically, because I started off my coaching business working with pregnant women
Hmm.
who were suffering with severe pregnancy sickness. But I soon realized that actually not everyone wants to be helped. And then mums started saying, well, can you please help us because we need help? Um, and then the people that I was attracting were the people, the mums who wanted to set up a business, who were already in business, who
Interesting.
needed, yeah. And I realized that it's because of that growth mindset that entrepreneurial people, mumprenarial people,
Entrepreneurs. Yeah.
already have. Is that drive, that burning fire in your soul to really want to make an impact in the world and to make a change to your life and make a difference to your children's lives. I mean, I'm such a huge advocate
Mm,
of being a role model, and that by putting myself, like me first parenting, I call it, putting
yeah.
myself first, which is completely against the grain and what society tells us we should do. You know, like, wow, that's so selfish. Why you can't, you're a mum, you can't put yourself first. But actually, it makes the world of difference, because I've learned that through my own practice, I'm much, my energy levels can be sustained longer.
Hmm.
I'm not depleted. I'm less exhausted. I think in a different way, because I'm less foggy headed.
Yes.
And I'm role modeling these skills, this way of life to my children. So my children don't kind of like, if they dip into any negativity, I can quickly pull them up with like a mindset shift or something.
Yes.
Um, yeah, so it's just amazing that I'm role modeling to my children now this these
Mm.
ways, different
Embodiment
ways.
is so important, I feel, in the kind of area that we're in. And I think you really can sort, oh, it's a terrible saying, actually, now I'm about to say it, the wheat from the chaff. But you can see who is truly embodying what they're teaching
Mm,
in all areas of their lives,
yeah,
and who perhaps aren't. And for me, yeah, too, it's that it's showing my daughter like what you can do, that you don't have to fit into a mold either. You don't have to go down the normal route. And I think the normal route is crumbling. The more years that we go on, it's really crumbling. The more people are diving into trying to create their own life, be the managers of
yeah,
their own life, aren't they?
yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's this ripple effect that when we start ourselves, and then we're teaching our children new ways, like this self-worth and self-belief piece, like I'm worthy. Ask me that, like, say, ask me if I'm worthy 10 years ago, I'd be like, what do you even mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't, I'm not worthy. Worthy of what? But
Yes.
now I'm like, I feel so like I'm embodying my worth, and
Mhm.
I'm focusing on my dreams, because who's to say things aren't possible? I'm teaching my children that. I mean, this is a perfect example at the moment. We're moving house. I'm not ready to go public yet with where, because
Yeah.
for various reasons. But it's been a massive leap of faith. And
Mm.
if I'd listened to everybody, with their opinions on whether we should or shouldn't put the house on the market, whether we should or shouldn't move, whether we should or shouldn't start a new life, we
Yes.
wouldn't be going. We wouldn't be doing
Mm.
this. However, this is something that my husband and I have dreamed of for a long time. And we thought it
Wow.
would be something that was like maybe, I don't know, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, maybe never.
Yeah.
Maybe never. Who knows? But the thing is, one day I was just sat in meditation. I was with one of my amazing business coaches, and this thought just kept coming up, like, what's your next action? And that's when we can get really, really clear on our actions,
Mm.
when we're relaxed and we're focused on ourselves, and like we're in a calm state of mind, when
Yes.
our nervous systems are soothed and calm.
Yes.
And this thought kept coming into my head, like, you must put your house on the market, put the house on the market, put the house on the market. And it just kept,
Oh,
I was like, oh my God, I'm not ready. Oh, but actually I am, because this is my soul telling me now that I'm ready.
no.
And so I was
Yes.
like, oh, my head and my heart are actually aligned now. It's not my head trying to talk me out of it all the time now. It's like, right, come on, let's do
Yeah.
it. So then I said to my husband, come on, let's do it. And he went, but we can't afford it. And he went into like fear and lack
Yeah.
and everything. And I said, well, we redo the figures, come on. And we've made it happen. We've focused. We've been really focused, and we've made it happen. So this is like
So
prime
amazing.
example of
Yeah.
like, prioritizing yourself, what you want. And now we're teaching our children that the world is
Yeah.
your oyster. Go do it.
It really is. And what I kind of love about this way of life that we are here embodying, doing, and then teaching to our children, is that we can actually show them, like,
Yeah.
look, this was my dream. Because I don't know about you, but at the start of every year, I do like a vision board, all the things I'm calling in for the year. And at the end of the year, I do a gratitude board, everything that I'm grateful for that's come through, and blah, blah, blah.
Lovely.
Now, every year, me and my clients do this, and year on, year out, it's 70% plus, sometimes 100%, that, everything that they've called in, they have achieved. So I can
Amazing.
even go back and go, look, here was the dream. These were the steps, embodied, done, got.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did something similar to, like, moving myself, my life, and my girl down to Bournemouth from South London. And again, it was a dream, not particularly Bournemouth, but a dream to live out of London all my life. I wanted to either live by the seaside or in the countryside. And I did it. It took me
Congratulations.
39 years. I think it was my 39th. I finally got out of London. But yeah, it's achievable once you embody and believe, and you really take those steps. And it is about those actionable steps, isn't it? Not just the
Yeah.
kind of dreaming about it and envisioning it. You've actually got to embody it and do the work, haven't
And
you?
actually, put the the physical work in place. It's a lot of mindset work, a lot of energetics.
Yeah.
And I just want to pause there and say congratulations for achieving your dreams, because that's just so
Thank
amazing. That's an
you.
important part of this journey as well, is to celebrate each other on the way as well.
Yes.
That's another thing that's crumbling. Why can't we celebrate each other? Why do we always have to? It's not about competition and backstabbing and all of
Yeah.
that. It's about lifting each other and
Yes.
being there for each other and making each other feel safe. And the number of people that I speak to, and they just look at me with a blank face. Like, I'm talking like people, just people I'm used to know, or not like the new people, because I'm
Yes.
now finding people like yourself who are very much inner growth mindset, and obviously the ladies I work with as well. And but yeah, the number of blank looks I've got when I've said, right, I've got 3 goals in life. One is time freedom.
Yes.
So this is where like my creating time comes into play. So
Yes.
time to do the things that light you up, time to do the things that you really like. And the number of women who I've worked with, and they've come to me and they said, quite a lot of them actually randomly, want to learn to sing or want to get back into a singing career or something like that.
Oh, wow.
I've had a
Yes.
few of those, which is something that's reflecting back to me, because it's one of my dreams.
Is it?
Yeah, to have singing lessons.
Amazing.
Really
That's what
random,
the
but
universe does, doesn't it?
yeah, so find time for yourself and the things that light you up. In your day could just be as simple as having a cup of tea, right on cue there, Jane. um, or go finding that yoga class, or meeting up with a friend, or just going away for the weekend, or doing the things
Yes.
that you really want to do, achieving your personal dreams. Because although you're a mum, you are allowed to have things for yourself as well. It's not all about your children.
No,
It's-
it's not. It's not all about your children. It's not all about your partner or your lack of partner. It's not all about your business.
no.
Yeah, it's
And
all of those things are super important, but it's
yeah,
about that balance and making
I
sure you're
can't
filled up, isn't it?
I can't stress enough how important it is to feel yourself, like to really do the things you want to do, because
Mm.
to make you a better mum, a better business owner, a better wife, partner, whatever. That's really how I feel. So it's time freedom, location independence is the other one. So
Oh, what does
now
that
I get to
mean?
choose
Look,
so the time freedom, sorry. So that's like now I get
yes,
to choose my own working hours as well. So it's all about
yes,
like me being in full control of my day, really. Um,
yes.
Independence. What did I say? Location independence.
Location independence.
So that is basically being able to work from anywhere you choose.
Yes.
So I choose most of the time to work from my office, because it's got my bits here, and obviously I'm at home and the boys are in the lounge at the moment doing their thing.
Yes.
But I could equally, like, we went on holiday recently, and it wasn't really a holiday, it was a house hunting holiday. And
Yes. Yeah.
so I did some work from there.
Yeah.
Equally
Just as I am doing a bit of work here, not in my house.
exactly.
House sitting.
Yeah. And like my in-laws, they live in Mallorca. So equally I could go and I could work in Mallorca, for example, if I wanted
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and then the third one is that I really want a financial freedom. So I'm working on that. I'm still
Yes.
working on that. But the 2 out of the 3 big goals, I'm really chuffed that and the finances, I just trust it will come,
It will
it's
come.
coming. It's
Yeah.
coming.
And what I've been kind of diving into lately myself, and actually I think it's since COVID, or the lockdowns rather, because when I saw, as you did, so many of our industry crumble and lose their
Yeah.
business,
Yeah.
and not kind of, some companies didn't pivot, others had property, like rented things that took them under, etc. So what I started to think about and look into was, what do millionaires do? What do
Mm.
people with multiple income streams do? Why do they do that?
Yeah.
And that's what, if you're investing, if you've got an investment portfolio, you are never investing in one company. You're investing in multiple. You're spreading the risk and you're spreading the money basically over.
Yeah.
So the way I do my investments now and the way I do my business is that it's not one income stream. I try and do
Mm-hmm.
3 to 4 actually I do. And then with the investments, it's the same. Don't put your eggs in one basket, but everything that I do is very much linked to my core values. So I'm
Yeah.
not going to invest in, or I'm not even going to give to charities that I don't fully believe in. it's various things like that, isn't it? So it's making sure that if you are doing the multiple income and spreading your investments, that you're putting it in a place that is aligned to you as well.
Definitely. I really believe in that. I mean, I recently set up my pension finally. I've been
Yeah.
trying to, I mean, I've had lots of different pension pots and stuff, but I've now got a proper pension. And he said to me, well, this is a really new product. Do you want the green like funds, or do you want the oily type funds? And
I
I'm like,
love
the
it.
green. And he's
Green,
like, okay, I
please.
don't even have to explain anymore then. So I'm get my sort of pension funds are now in things that I believe in, like renewable energy and things like that. So I'm
Yes.
just like, oh, so good, so good. Anyway, that's a little
Yeah.
bit of like diversion there, but
Well, no, it isn't, is it? It's about that embodiment
yes,
again,
definitely.
isn't
So
it?
I know, I mean, maybe that's why I believe there's always a reason for things. So the reason maybe that I've been hanging off, like, wait, not getting myself organized and having my husband nagging me all the time about my pension is that I was waiting for that green pension
Pension
fund to
pot.
come through, because
Yes.
it was only launched that week when I spoke to the guy.
Oh,
So
that's amazing.
yes, that's the reason. But it's also interesting you talk about investment, because I've learned through that through my like mindset work, my inner work, playing with my energetics and things, that there is a difference between how you spend your money. So you can either spend your money and you're actually just buying something for like instant
Mhm.
gratification, or you invest your money. Now, an investment could be as simple as, I'm going to buy myself a takeaway coffee on the way home from the school run this morning, because I know that it's really going to make me happy today. Or I'm going to go and get myself a nice healthy smoothie from from wherever on the way home from school, because I really feel like I need a health boost today, and it's going to
Mhm.
give me a boost, kind of thing, to how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Or you could be like, oh, I'm going to spend money on a coffee just because, kind of thing. I just need a bit
Going
of a health.
past, I'm in a hurry. I need
So
coffee. I don't know.
are you spending or are you investing? And then
Yeah.
when we look at it, it's like, oh, I haven't got enough money. Should I buy that coffee? It's like, well, okay, what's the outcome of that coffee? Is
Yeah.
it an investment, or is it just, so how's it gonna make you feel? So I find that, yeah, I invest my money in things. I
Yeah.
invest in, a massage, for example, because of the
Yes.
benefits it gives me, and health, physically, mentally, emotionally. I invest in a holiday
Mhm.
because of the benefits it brings. But it's not about the instant gratification side. So that's something
Yes.
really, just food for thought, really. It's something to become
Yes.
aware of. Yeah.
Love
Um,
it. Amazing. Um, we've touched on it, but how did you let's go back 20 years. How did you get started in the health and wellness kind of arena?
ooh, um, Random story, actually. I used to work in the travel industry,
Uh-huh.
and I lived in Surrey. Um, and my only friends really there were my work friends,
Mhm.
who were all absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
But I used to go to this really gorgeous, like a spiritual shop in my lunch break, and I used to hang out there. I used to go and look
Yeah.
at crystals, and yeah, all the angel and tarot cards and stuff.
Yes.
And then they used to have like adverts for local local things that were going on, and they were advertising a Reiki course. So I went
Mhm.
along to that, and local yoga and things like that, and I just got hooked. And I started training.
Yes.
I started off with Indian head massage, and um, yeah, it was just, yeah, that's how I actually got started, and it just escalated. And I just felt like the more I knew, the more I wanted to know.
The
It
more you
was
wanted to
like,
do, yeah.
yeah. And the funny thing is that when I was at school, and it was a case of, right, careers advice, you must tell us, what you want to be, what you want to do, and
Yeah.
I wanted to be a beauty therapist. And then
Yay!
I went down the travel route, um,
Yeah.
of other reasons. And I almost came full circle, but I completely took out the beauty, and it was
Beauty and
just
went
about
holistic. Yeah.
the holistics, about
Yeah.
the, the well-being side of it. So
Mm.
yeah, that's yeah, I've never looked back. It's just beautiful. Love it. Love it. Just love helping
Amazing.
people.
Amazing. Yes. And with the holistic life coaching,
Mm.
did that come about? Were you already doing that before the lockdowns, or did that come about during and after the lockdowns?
That came in during, yeah, because I
Yeah.
realized how much I loved working online,
Yeah.
with my massage clients and my baby massage and my pregnant ladies. So I started being coached
Yes.
myself by various people. I had a video coach and various like business coaches and life coaches and things that I'd seen online. And
Mhm.
I was like, oh, I quite like this. And I found that my mindset was changing watching
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Um, I was a lot more positive and able to deal with things. I mean, I'd always been a really positive person, but there have been times in the past where I've been really low, and found it quite hard to pull myself back out. But I did manage because I am very strong, but not everyone is. I appreciate
Mm.
that. And it's like, oh, I just really, really love this. Like the whole concept of, living your best life. Like this
Mhm.
is just amazing. It's like, why wouldn't you? I've always been very much a person who believes in like taking opportunities and
Yes.
taking every opportunity, and like it will work out kind of mentality. It will
Yeah.
work out. I don't always know how, but it will because I want it to.
Yeah.
um,
Yes.
so yeah, so that's I just kind of consolidated with the life coaching. I consolidated everything I knew. So all of the holistics, the meditation, mindfulness, the massage,
Yes.
aromatherapy, just everything. Movement, mindful movement, and yeah,
Amazing.
forest bathing. I'm qualified to teach as well, and it's
Oh,
just there's so
fabulous.
much, so many strings to my bow that it's just a really lovely way to just pull everything together and package it all up.
Mm. And again, that's a skill because
Mm.
I'm sure you probably help people pull it all together so it can kind of go out online or, locally so it looks congruent. That's something I do as well with my
Yeah,
clients because I've found in our industry, we love learning. So we love taking these courses.
yeah,
Um, but sometimes it then looks like you're um, a jack of all trades, master of none.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But if you learn or you have a coach to help you pull it all together, the title of this, Take the Reins of Your Life, Creating Time, Calm and Balance, everything, all the courses that you've done help people to create time,
yeah,
calm, and balanced lives, right? So
yeah,
a lot of the time it's in our wording, isn't it? The way we market ourselves, the way we package it all up, but you
yeah,
can totally bring all your toolkit along in a holistic and wellness business. It's about putting it out there in a way that looks congruent and feels good. And yeah, it's definitely a skill, isn't it?
definitely, yeah. And it's important for me to say here as well that I specialize more in the actual well-being, so getting you used to believing yourself, or helping you
Hmm.
believe in yourself, helping you see new perspectives and opportunities. So
Yeah.
for example, a lady I was working with recently, she had she was in full-time employment, didn't like it, wasn't happy, knew she wanted to set up her own business and
Hmm.
do something. So it was very much about helping her identify, by through me questioning her,
Yeah.
um, what her priorities were and what her next steps were going to be. And so
Yes.
from there, she is now, she handed her notice in. She's worked her notice. She's found a 2-day-a-week part-time job, and now she's just taking a sabbatical over the summer to be with her son. And then come September, she's going to look at doing like her more creative, like setting up her consultancy type stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing. It's like that belief and those next steps, and then they would go to you. That's the kind of way it would work. So I'm almost like the first part of the cogs, like, and the way
The
that I work,
belief systems, the mindset.
the
Yeah.
energetics, it's like getting really,
Yeah.
really focused on what you do actually want and what you don't want.
Yeah.
Because it's actually sometimes it's easier to know what you don't want than what you do want. And
You
there's
know,
this big
I
question,
always
like,
say that to people.
I know.
Because sometimes you can see like what do you want? What are your goals? What are your ambitions? And you can see the sort of panic and everything come up in their face,
Yeah.
about rabbit in a headlight. And then I always shift to, okay, what don't you want? And especially UK, we always know what we do not want, because
Yeah. Yeah, but I think for life coaching, it's not a bad thing, because it's
yeah,
a process of elimination, really. And I
yeah.
think there's a really loaded question that we often hear is, what's your purpose in life? And that is like,
Oh God, yeah.
whoa,
What?
what's my purpose? Now, I've only really just figured out what my purpose is, even
Mm,
though I've been in the industry for 20 years.
yeah.
I've been coaching for three years now. I've been helping people for years and years and years. So my purpose has changed, but now I really know what my purpose is. Like, why I was
Mm,
born into this world was to it really landed the other day in a meditation. I meditate a lot, and
mhm.
that's one of the key things that really helps me. That said, meditation isn't for everybody. I appreciate that, and there are lots of other things that we can
There's
do.
lots of other skills and
Even
tools,
like,
aren't there? Yeah.
yeah, like mindfulness, for example. You can do that about your day, and even like hoovering could be considered a mindful activity if you actually focus on it. Emptying the
Yes.
dishwasher, for example. So anyway,
Mm.
oh, I forgot what I was going to say now.
It really landed your
um,
purpose.
yeah, my purpose, bringer of light, and to raise the collective vibration. Now, to some
Yes.
people, that would just sound like really like, whoa, what's she on?
Yeah, but to us
But
New Earth businessy people,
yeah,
that's spot on. Yeah.
but it made perfect sense to me, because it pulled
Mhm.
everything in more. It kind
Mm.
of zipped me up a bit tighter, if you like.
Yes.
And that just made really perfect sense to me. So what I know now, that what I'm doing, this path that I'm on, is the path I'm here to be, is to, because I want people to really love themselves. And my biggest desire, really love themselves, really, like, have the best life, create that
Mm.
ripple effect to your children, role model to your children. They in turn can, like, make an impact in the playgrounds, at school, when they go out into the big bad world, the big good world, the good world,
Yes.
really. And everybody then, if we're feeling happier, as mums, we're feeling happier. Our children, our partners, our family are feeling happier. Everybody we meet, even if you just brush past them in a shop, they are going to get some benefit of your
Mhm.
higher vibration, of your happy hormones. And
Yeah,
that's my purpose.
definitely.
That is my purpose. It
My
has to start somewhere.
it does. And that ripple effect most definitely happens. I know my daughter has done healing in the playground on people, on other children, if they've fallen over, and she's in there with her hands giving
Oh,
them
that's
some healing and
gorgeous.
stuff like that.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
yeah, it really, and teaching them different techniques, it
Yeah.
definitely ripples out.
No, it's really lovely.
So if I were to search for you, if I heard this interview or if I came across you online, what would it look like for us to work together? What would that kind of client journey be, from the initial finding you online or listening to this interview? What are the steps that I would have to take to kind of, for us to work together, and what would it look like?
Oh, well, it would be, we could have a chat about what it is you actually want to achieve, like what your biggest struggle is, see if we're a fit to work together. My signature program is Align Your Time, which
Mm.
is I'm playing with it at the moment, but it's a 4-week program that I'm doing one-to-one. I virtual retreat rather than a
Oh,
program,
yeah.
virtual retreat, because I like that. um, you deserve a retreat.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's about just making sure we're fit to work together and letting me know what your biggest struggle is. Because I think sometimes what you think your biggest struggle is isn't actually what is the real
Mm.
problem. It could be that, say, for example, your children, your biggest struggle is that you just feel like you're shouty mum all the time because your children just never listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to work and you're trying to, do all the things. And your house just feels like chaos. But is the problem that you're actually, they're not listening, or is it how you are addressing that? Or like, what I'm very keen on spotting patterns in behavior.
Yeah.
So for example, like why what's been going on the days that the children are listening the least? Like, have they had a late night the night before? How are you feeling extra stressed because you've like done back-to-back clients or whatever? Like, what are the
Mm.
triggers? And so it's just starting off with the actual struggle and talking around that, and then it's getting very clear on your priorities. Like, what are your priorities and your values for life? Like, what do you want your days to look like? What do you want to achieve in your whole lifetime? And I've got this beautiful exercise I love to do. It was one of the most impactful exercises that I ever did, which was meditating again, but it's just imagining yourself on your 100th birthday. Who's there?
Oh,
Where
I
are you?
like
What are
it.
you wearing? And that is just, it gives so much clarity on what you actually really do want, because when you're in
Mm.
that relaxed state, the true you comes forth. It's
Mhm.
yeah. And then we talk about boundaries, setting firm boundaries. What do you do when the kids are running into your office every 5 minutes and you're trying to work, and separating the work from the children and the family life, like
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
making sure you've got time for yourself, all of that stuff. And then we talk about like the mindset, and then the energetics. So the mindset being like where you are right now, being grateful for what you've got in your life, being grateful for the resources you've already got in your life,
Mhm.
and really getting present right here, right now, and just being fully aware of everything that's going on around you, and being very conscious of your thoughts and your words and your how you speak to yourself, how you speak to others. Are you investing or are you spending? When we talked about earlier, that kind of thing.
Yes.
And then the energetics being like, who do you need to be? How do you want to feel today? And being really conscious and intentional with um, who you're being in any given
Yes.
day, and like making just little tweaks to it. And so I see it as like a cross. So we've got
Mhm.
priorities and values, boundaries, mindset, and energetics. And when you can
Nice.
align
Mhm.
them, you align your time and live your
Yes.
most fulfilled life, your most fulfilled. You yeah, get the time, you get the calm, you get the balance, and you get to live your dreams.
Amazing. Brilliant. So to get in touch with you, let's drop that in now.
Yeah.
How get in touch with you?
Best way is by Instagram or Facebook, which is, well, it's they're both the same, at Michele with one L, Michele .Akester-Marsh, so Akester Marsh. So yeah, by DM at the moment.
Fantastic. And have you got any advice or top tips for the audience that they can implement like now,
Straight away.
immediately for free? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So probably my biggest tip is to ask yourself right now, how do I want to feel for the rest of the day? Or
Ooh.
and before I do this, like before I even open my eyes in the morning, I could have
Mm,
hit snooze, because I'm really feeling really tired. But how do I want to feel? So it could be that I want to feel confident today because I'm doing a podcast with Jane, or it can be that
yay!
I want to feel energized because I'm spending the day with my children and I want to have a really good time. Or um, I don't know, I want to feel really peaceful today and
Yeah.
serene just because I had a busy day yesterday. And
Mm,
then check in with yourself at various points in the day. That bit takes practice. But
yes.
definitely check in with yourself when you go to bed and say, did I achieve that? Did I achieve that feeling? Have I felt confident,
Mhm.
energized, whatever? And if not, what could I tweak? What could I, and you're getting very aware and intentional about how you actually want to feel. And
I
it
really like
makes
that.
a world of difference. It really does. It's made a massive, massive difference to me. And it's the most simple thing ever. You don't have to do anything. You don't even have to open your eyes. How do I want to feel today?
How do I want to feel today? That's fabulous. Great top tip. Now, have you got, and I spring this on you, a little offer for our listeners?
I do. I do. Yes, I'd love to
Fantastic.
offer one of my Align Your Time life audits. It's to assess where you currently are in your life, what things are in balance or out of balance. Now, most people have certain things out of balance. I have things out of balance. So the idea is, when I'm talking like elements of life, like
Yes.
your finances, your relationships, your health, your I don't know, spiritual side, your just your family life. There's
Mhm.
about 10 different things that we'll go through, and we just score them 1 to 10, and see which is the lowest score. And
Mhm.
then we just talk about how to pull that lowest one up. Like that's your
Yeah.
biggest struggle right now.
Yeah.
So like it's probably like for me, it's like my fitness, I'm not getting as much exercise now as I'd like. So how can I ensure that I bring more of that into my days?
Mm.
And there's always a way. I really believe that where
Yeah.
there's a will, there's a way. So if you want to learn to sing, as I was saying with some of my clients, like just do that thing. You will find a way. Like you
Yeah.
don't have
Find a
you can
choir, find
find a choir
something.
or
Yeah.
find a
Voice
online
coach
teacher,
or yeah.
or you don't even necessarily have to go anywhere these days, which is the magic of this um online business. So so it's just to give some attention to that area, shine a loving spotlight on that area,
Mhm.
and when you focus on that area, you find that the rest of the elements, they all lift as well. You will lift, just
Yeah.
everything will lift.
Yeah. And
So
I'm so pleased you're doing this and offering this. The kind of life audit is something I do at the beginning of working with anybody
yeah,
because we have to see where you're at, and the person has to see where they're at as well. And
exactly,
like you say, if there's one area, if they're coming to you for business or life or like a physical thing, but actually the thing that's bringing them down is, I don't know, the finances, it might not be something that either of us kind of coach on or whoever coaches on, but that discussion, there's always something always comes up that can be done.
yeah,
Because if there's one area of your life, one key area of your life that is, it will negatively impact everything else.
yes, yeah,
Yeah, there will be the worry, the anxiety, the whatever that brings everything else a little bit lower. So yeah, I think that's super, super duper.
yeah. So if you're interested in that, you can You can DM me,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll just have a half-hour free complimentary call together and
Fantastic.
see what's going on for you. And you
Yay!
will feel very inspired to, you'll leave with a next step to take to give you a real boost in life.
Amazing. So just mention Stay Sane with Jane. DM Michele Akester-Marsh on either Instagram or Facebook, and claim your Life Audit guide, a 30-minute chat with Michele, going through the key areas of your life, and then walking away with a next step, and obviously a whole heap of inspiration too, because you definitely shine that light and have, bring everybody's vibrations up just by hanging out with you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on Stage Sane with Jane. Are there any kind of final words or anything you'd like to say to the audience?
Final words. You have to make the choice. You can commit to yourself. You deserve it. You're worthy. But you have to choose it. You can choose your most fulfilled life. Just make that commitment.
Amazing. Love it. Please get in touch with Michele, claim this free offer. And I look forward to seeing all of your comments about this amazing Stay Sane with Jane episode 29. Thank you so much, Michele.
Thank you so much, Jane. It's been a
Thank
pleasure.
you. Fabulous. Bye.
Bye.
Stay Sane with Jane, the show that helps you and your business to thrive, not just survive. Tune in each week as Jane connects with guests in the wellness, business and publishing worlds, bringing you the most up-to-date training, techniques, healing and guidance for growth, mindset and motivation. Each session includes a magical guided meditation led by Jane or one of her special guests. Hello. So we have shifted into the meditation, which is a combination of mindfulness and meditation. Today we're going to be talking about self-love. So self-love. If we do not allow the natural love for ourselves to be expressed, love does not reveal its beauty very often throughout each day of our lives. I'm going to let that land for a little bit. So as we shift into this mindfulness meditation, I invite you to begin to bring kind awareness to what this topic means to you, how your belly, chest and head feel when you reflect on this topic of self-love. What emotions show up for you, and what positive or negative impact stories show up. Things that you believe regarding self-love. And just remember that there are many others just like you who feel similarly about this topic. So let's just bring some increased awareness and increased love around it. I invite you to get into a nice, relaxing position, removing any distractions for the duration of this session. If you are driving or operating any machinery, I do invite you to either find a different time for this meditation or to pull over, turn off the engine in a safe location and join us. So take the first action in self-love right now. Your ability to breathe at will in all different kinds of ways. Our breath has literally been there our entire lives, changing as needed to the demand of exciting circumstances and flowing effortlessly when we are resting. Taking multiple full and deep breaths every day is proven to change our bodies and minds for the better. I invite you to take in 5 full and deep breaths, holding it for a moment at the top and naturally exhaling. 1. Inhale a nice deep breath, expanding your belly and lungs as much as you can. Hold it. And exhale gently with relief. 2. Inhaling fresh oxygen that will be supplied to your bloodstream. Holding it to soak it in. And exhaling without any effort at all. 3. Inhale, feeling rejuvenated and invigorated by this breath. Hold it. And exhale easily and effortlessly. 4. Inhale, noticing how breathing fully comes naturally for you. Pausing to soak it in. And exhale any tension or worry. And 5. Inhaling fully as an act of self-love. Pausing to feel this love. And exhaling into complete relaxation. Let your breath flow at a pace without any effort from you now. Good. By doing this, you are proving you are capable of self-love. Deep breathing increases the supply of oxygen to your brain and stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, sometimes referred to as rest and digest system. By breathing deeply and often, you are commanding your body to rest, which relaxes and rejuvenates you. This is self-love in its simplest form that anyone can do at any time of the day. Now, let's honor ourselves by relaxing the mind even further. Notice how your thoughts are rising in your mind, one after the other. Seeing them come and seeing them go. Some thoughts linger for some time, and some thoughts only come for a split second. If you can really focus, you will notice even smaller thoughts, such as describing the world around you or labeling the things in your surroundings. Let your hearing become super alert now and try to focus on some sounds around you. Maybe you can hear the sound of your breath. Can you hear nature nearby? Or perhaps cars passing by, or people talking to each other? Just go from sound to sound, focusing on only one at a time. Now I invite you to stop focusing on any sound in particular and just allow all of the noises around you to come in equally. And when you hear them, they almost act as tiny waves of relaxation, calming your mind. Well done. Your mind relaxes when you activate your senses on command. Let's use the power of your amazing visualization abilities to induce self-love. Begin to imagine yourself full of abundance of self-love. That could be words or a vision or colors, whatever feels good to you. See yourself now choosing healthy foods and cooking at home so you know all of the ingredients you're putting into your body. Vividly seeing yourself eating well. When you eat well, see yourself enjoying these moments and feel the nutrition that these choices bring you, igniting your body and cells with new and vibrant energy. Eating healthy is an essential component in self-love. Another form of self-love is observing your mental chatter. In order to have great levels of self-love, we must expand the good things we feel about ourselves and challenge any negative thoughts when they arise. I invite you to hear yourself saying, "When I fully love myself, I am able to fully love others." Deciding to love myself is a wonderful agreement. Each day I allow my love for myself to grow more and more. I am worthy of love, and I honor the joy that comes with it. Deciding to love myself unconditionally, no matter what happens, feels wonderful. I completely and always love myself. I love and accept myself. The more I love myself, the better my entire life becomes. I have unconditional love within me that overflows in abundance to those around me. Every part of me makes me who I am, and I am encompassed with love. You're doing fabulously. As we come to the end of this meditation, I invite you to just wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug. Coming back into the body, into the present. You place your hands just over your face and start to flutter your eyes open, taking a fresh breath, and know it that whenever you love yourself, you will find love. Thank you so much for joining us at Stay Sane with Jane and the meditation sessions.